So we are back with another video. In this video I'll be talking about hit chance and critical hits, and I'll mostly be talking about the attack stat, but I'll also partially cover the resolve stat. So if you happen to have clicked on this video randomly, I'd suggest you go back to the start of this series, as I've already covered quite a few stats already. So you know how to deal damage and how stamina works in general, but it doesn't mean much if you can't land a hit. So hit chance for both melee and ranged weapons is determined by your attack stat. The formula is your attack stat plus 50 minus the target's defense rating. The extra 50 is just to make it so that you always have at least around a 50% chance to hit, since you start out with low attack. So let's say you have 5 attack and your target has a shield which grants a bonus plus 5 defense. So your chance to hit would be 50%. It would be your attack, which is 5, plus 50 and then minus 5 from the shield. And of course this is only when you're attacking a target directly, as in facing front on. Attacking from the left or right gives you a bonus plus 10%, and flanking or attacking directly from the back gives you a bonus 25% to hit chance that is added on top of what is already being calculated. And attacking with the melee weapon when directly at the back of the target will also do 5 points of damage, and that damage will completely bypass helmet or armor. So just bear in mind that there is a flanking system in Dead Monarchy. On top of that, there is also an elevation system in Dead Monarchy, which further influences your hit chance. I'll leave the elevation system itself for another video, but for now you just need to know that when attacking targets on lower elevation, so you're up above, you'll gain a plus 15% hit chance on top of any flanking bonuses that are currently applied. But if you're attacking from lower elevation and your target is on high elevation, then you'll get a negative 15% chance to hit, and any flanking bonuses don't apply. So if you happen to be flanking a target that is on high elevation, you don't get the flanking bonus. And the elevation bonuses and disadvantages, you could say, also apply both to melee and ranged weapons. So if you look at this example here, this warrior has 16 attack and the target has 4 defense. So 16 plus the base 50 is 66 minus 4 from the defense, and you got a 62% chance to hit. Or for an example of a flanking attack, if you look at this warrior here, he's got only 1 attack. So 1 attack plus 50, it's 51, minus the target's defense of 4 gives you 47. But because you're flanking from the left, you get a bonus 10% chance, bringing it up to 57%. And for an example of elevation affecting hit chance, if you look at the same character again, so 1 attack plus 50 minus this time would be 1 defense. So generally that would be 50% chance to hit, but because the target is on high elevation, you suffer a minus 15% chance to hit. So rather than 50%, you now have a 35% chance to hit. Now let's talk about critical chance. So your resolve is the primary stat in determining critical chance. The formula is your resolve minus the target stamina. So let's say your resolve is 25 and the target stamina is 5. Then you have a 20% chance to critically hit if your attack connects. Now, elevation bonuses don't apply to critical hits, but flanking bonuses do. So an extra 25% will be applied if you're attacking directly from behind, and an extra 10% if you're attacking from the left or the right. When you do critically hit a target, you will do critical damage and you'll also reduce the target's resolve. The amount of extra damage that you do, provided that you do damage to begin with in that attack, is the current amount of your resolve. And the amount of resolve that will be reduced from the target is also the current amount of your own resolve. So let's say you have 20 resolve. After the damage formula is calculated, or the initial damage formula is calculated, your resolve will then be added on top, and that will be bonus damage. And then the amount of resolve that gets reduced from the target would also be 20. Most weapon abilities, not to be confused with basic attacks, don't do critical hits. So the basic attacks for all weapons do, but the weapon abilities themselves don't. However, the Great Axe does have a few exceptions and a few abilities that do critically hit or increase critical hit chance. And what happens when resolve drops to 0? Well, I'll be covering that in the next video, which will be talking about the morale system.